All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Makeen Yasar. My pronouns are he, him, his. And I am a Youth Justice Fellow for the Brother Son Cells Coalition. And I am also a coordinator for the Office of Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity at the new Kaiser Permanente School of Medicine. I'm originally from Palmdale, California, but I have roots in LA. My mom's side of the family is from Baldwin Village, the Jungles, Crenshaw, South Central. Um, so I've always had roots settled here in LA since I moved out here now, where I currently stay in Inglewood. I would say that, from my experience, growing up in LA County, especially in a community like Palmdale, where it's kind of a bedroom community, kind of far away from everything, is that even in that situation, you still see the effect of, that systems have on people, right? I've had a lot of, homies that I grew up with, that I would hoop with on the team, who either grew up, experiencing homelessness, or I've had, parents or fathers or siblings who have been locked up, and just how that had an impact on them in their lives. I had one personal friend of mine whose dad had been locked up for the first 15 years of his life, and just how that had left such an indelible impact on him and the way that he saw life and engaged with people, was something that, at an early age, kind of set, some gears turning my head in terms of like, wait, this isn't, why is it, that my dad is here, but his dad isn't? And thinking about, the opportunities that, he could have had, or the mindset or the way in which he approached life that he could have had, kind of taken away from him and his family, and, just how that, impacted him. I grew up in a Muslim family, so one of the teachings that I got early was from a saying from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where it was, if you see evil, change it with your hand. If you cannot change it with your hand, then, speak against it. And if you cannot speak against it, then change it with your heart. And, for me, I took that, personally as a challenge. And, just continue to get further radicalized, the more I would see, Black bodies experiencing death throughout my high school, years, obviously one of them being, Trayvon Martin, that one shocked the world, and then seeing Michael Brown, Juan Castillo, Sandra Bland, and, just in terms of, the pursuit, my own interests and my own dreams, seeing this assault on Black bodies, and, me just wondering, like, how do I change that? How do I have an impact on that? How do I help heal that? One of my first experiences in terms of starting to get an idea was actually at the Social Justice Learning Institute, which Daniel helped found. I was actually an intern there my sophomore year of college. And I was, exposed to the world of organizing. I was exposed to, looking at, youth development and investing, and young folks whose families or themselves were systems impacted. The ideas that they had in terms of community collaboration and healing, and, community-based input and youth development, youth participatory action research. All these things literally blew my mind in terms of a new approach, in terms of, providing these opportunities for folks who wouldn't necessarily get them, who were Black, brown, or indigenous. Heading into my senior year, I actually took it, that experience very heavily, and, decided to try and come up with my own programs and own approaches. Even though I'm only 23, not to toot my own horn, but I've applied for a grant and for a public service project, and was able to start a health exposures program. Being someone who wants to pursue a career in medicine, I wanted to be able to share that with other youth at local high schools as well. And since being in DSS, having the opportunity to learn about, youth development, being able to learn about youth organizing, and how to challenge systems, one of the things that has left a definite impact on me has been YJC. Being able to share space with the organization, being able to, witness actions and also connect with their youth has been something that has reminded me that, in terms of whatever work I do, we need to make sure that we're always taking care of those who are most impacted. And, those things that I realized when I was younger were still absent in conversations that I've had, years down the line. So it's a challenge to myself to leverage my resources, my network, as someone who's, pursuing medicine, but I've also done a lot of community work in, within, the short time that I've been a young adult, trying to bring that to the table, and, just letting myself be a resource for the community and continuing the work is something that I'm willing to offer myself up to. Thank you for whoever nominated me. I'm glad to be here.